Hello, everyone. Hope everyone had a great day. Again, today we had an amazing day today, or pretty good. I could have done way better, but it was quite easy in the beginning. Got a little choppy. I didn't like the price action midday, so I stopped trading. I was up 458 dollars, I think, on the day, and could have been over 1,000, but I didn't manage my trades properly. So anyhow, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. And I will show you what trades I took today and the mistakes I made and why I made them and what I will attempt. I don't know if I can change what I did, and I'll explain the reasons. So I'll show you my first trade of the day, which was AMD. And I got a couple of them right at the same time, AMD, Tesla, and Meta. And Meta I ended up taking a loss. Every one of them I should have almost doubled my profit on today, but I didn't. So what I did wrong, and what I did right. So what I did right was entry. I got this pull down. I was watching this pre-market, and I saw I saw price go down below the LRC, and I saw that it was waking up and rejecting the LRC. So I was kind of thinking, okay, we may have a rejection to the downside, but I knew we had this 147.50 level. That's one of the support levels that I put in the Discord this morning. And this was the LRC line down below. And when this price popped and pushed back up off of that, and when market opened, this candle finally closed up here. I just paid attention to this. And as soon as I got this big push up off of the LRC or through the LRC, and over the 200 EMA and passing the 20 EMA, I entered right here. And I um, I did scale out when I hit the LRC line, which is typically what I do. I was up over $400 at this point, but I held it, and I think I ended up getting out on this candle right here because I waited to see if this was going to continue and push up. So I followed my rules. I didn't get out too early, but man, I wish I had just taken profit right here, right? But that's part of early day trading. You don't really know what you're into until you're already in it. So when people say, hey, I've got an indicator that shows you chop, that's garbage. You'll never know you're in chop until you're been in chop, like this stuff right here. You'll never know until you're actually in it. So with that said, I did follow my rules. I do wish, however, um, I had got out right away, but I did follow my rules, and I did not I really didn't do anything wrong. I didn't know I was in chop. I was just waiting to see if this was going to continue up. I was going to take all profit at the 153 and then see if we get a break and retest to re-enter, but that didn't happen. So I got out. I ended up with like a $200 profit here. I did not get back in on a beautiful re-entry, which was right here. Right here was a beautiful re-entry, came down, used the LRC as support as it usually does, pushed up. I would have got in here, held, no reason to get out right here. Scale out here, take all profit there. It finally got to the 153, and then I would have been done, but I did not take this part, which was probably the best part of the trade. I would have got a little bit more out of it. Um, so anyway, that was AMD. The trade for Tesla was really good as well, but again, same scenario. I think it, the same price action happened at the same time today. So I got in right here. This came and closed over. I hopped in on this candle. Let me go to my drawing tool. I hopped in on this candle here, held it to the long. This is my long LRC. I did scale out on that. I scaled out here. I did not exit on my yellow LRC, which was kind of dumb. The yellow LRC becomes pretty strong support and resistance. So I should have exited here. I would have been up over $400 once again. I waited until I got down to here and exited for another $200 winner. So, I mean, it wasn't bad. I wasn't in like super heavy or anything. However, I just mismanaged it. I should have got out here. I would have profited 400 instead of 200. So I would have been up an extra 200 here, and on AMD I would have been up an extra 200. The really good entry would have been right here. This retest of the LRC and the 200 sitting right on it, and the 215.78, which is a level that I'd marked. This would have been a beautiful entry. Of course, this is hindsight, but that's where we would enter. I probably would be a little skeptical. I'd want to see what happened on the long LRC, but thank goodness this popped right through. I'd pay attention to what price action's doing and then let it continue. I would definitely scale out or take all profit at the yellow LRC, and then see what happens if I hold a runner. But this worked out absolutely perfect. You could have re-entered here on a retest of the 220 break retest. It actually retested the LRC more than it did the 220 level, as you can see right here. So that's how I traded Tesla today. We did have a nasty I did have one loss on an SPX trade, and it was right here. The entry was good. The only downside is we were trading into a very tight zone, and I know that one of the traders in our group, he ended up taking $1,000 loss on this dump right here. He actually had went away to use a restroom or something, and when he came back, I think that's what he said, and this happened, and he ended up exiting for a 1K loss. But what makes this system so good is he got right back in right here when he was supposed to, took this all the way back up, and he ended up with a $100 positive on the day. I don't know if he ended up with more than that at the further into the rest of the day, but I know he turned his $1,000 loss into a $100, at least a $100 gain. So that's incredible. That speaks volumes as to how this system works, how easy, I shouldn't say easy, but how probable it is for you to turn a loss into a gain as long as you manage your risk. Now, I actually got into this trade with him as well. I got in right when it broke this level. I was in profit here, came down. I did not like this push down, so I actually pulled the trigger and I got out right when this red started going below the yellow. And so I ended up with a $193 loss. That's the difference between, managing your risk. Not to say the guy in the Discord didn't manage his risk. I think his just happened and he didn't have a chance to manage it. But that's how you have to manage your risk, especially if you're trading SPX. SPX will just wipe you out. So I just, and again, I don't know that this would be anything that, it was more instinctual for me. Looking at everything else going on in the market at that same time, Apple rejecting, other Qs pulling down. We get this big candle here. I mean, this big sell down to this tiny little like hammer, upside down hammer, or whatever you call it, shooting star, I don't know, whatever. And then you get this indecision candle, and then the next candle goes red. I hopped. I'm like, I'm not even going to let it take me down, and thank goodness, because I would have been in the same boat with a huge loss, because this thing, when it went, you weren't going to get out here. You were getting out when they wanted you to get out, especially with a market order. So the best entry was where he entered right here. He waited for you could have actually got in right here. I think he got in on this candle right here. Actually, I believe that's what he told me. So closed above, you pushed off your LRCs, came down to this LRC, drove up above the 20 EMA, got a green candle. You're looking for a push above this. You enter on this push above, you hold until you get two closes below the 20, and you go to right there. For me, I don't do that now. I mean, I do that as long as I'm not hitting a level. I would exit at the level on actually at this candle right here. Most likely would have exited at that candle because it got close enough to the level. Possibly would have exited here and then look to re-enter. Uh, but that's just the way I trade it. Uh, Really great trade for him, and for the rest of the day, I missed a lot of this, but this was not great price action. You could have got into, you'd been better off buying next week's SPY maybe, and just getting in and holding. Um, to be because the deterioration would have killed you on SPX with this just slow grind. Matter of fact, another trader in our group mentioned that he was actually watching it and it was like not going anywhere. So I think he just like did um, a scenario of where he would have bought and then what the price was at as it got all the way up here, and he's like, it just barely moved. So you would have just wasted all this time making hardly anything. Although it looks like a really good move up, especially when you tighten up the chart. Looks real good. But um, anyhow, next trade, Meta. This one got me. This one was on me. I should have got out sooner. I did stick to my plan, but I really should have got out sooner. So I got in Meta on calls, and I allowed this thing to take me out. I believe I got in here. Yeah, I waited for it to clear this consolidation, so I got in there, traded up, could have been up. I think I was up like $500 on this one or something right around there. It was a pretty good move and it was printing. Then I got this big candle. Then I got this candle and I was looking for a retest and a push back up. And I ended up getting out right here or here um for another loss. What was my loss on that? Meta was $193 loss. My SPX loss was 150. So those combined 343. Yeah, $343 loss. But I had a 228 AMD. A Google that also could have been up, and I let that one take me out, bring me down to $38. Then I had an SPX. Once again, could have been more. I didn't get out at the right time. This SPX, this one was really bad. I got in. I did not get out. Once again, where I should have. I took profit of 190. I was up over $500 on this trade. So just poor management by my part today. Really struggling with the price action and trading the rules, right? So my rules are above the 20. You stay in it until you get two closes below the 20. But we've just been having so many reversals and back and forth, moves as of late. It's caused me to have a little bit of, I guess, FOMO in that I'm just getting out too early in some cases, and I'm not getting out quick enough in others. So it's darned if I do and darned if I don't, right? But anyhow, still a decent day, still up $458. So could have easily been over 1,000, but it wasn't. So I look forward to trading again tomorrow. Maybe we'll have some little bit better price action. I mean, some of this doesn't look really too bad, but when you're in the middle of it and you have all of these just up and down wicks and just back and forth, it'll chop you up. And so you just have to be prepared for that, and you have to manage your risk. That's the most important thing. That's what will keep you profitable. That's what will make you successful. Just make sure you always manage your risk. If you're at a loss, just take your loss. I know that's the hardest thing because you're always like, oh, well, maybe it'll turn around and I'll get, and I won't be in a loss. Or the worst thing is like you get out and you take a loss and then it goes up. So every time that happens, you're like, man, I'm going to stop doing that because every time I get out, it goes the other way and I could have made profit. Well, when you do that, then you lose more. So I'd say stick to your rules, stay disciplined, change up your rules if they're not working, of course. But if you have really good set of rules and they're working, stick to them, stay disciplined, and you will be successful That's the key to trading practically any strategy. This strategy is absolutely incredible, but look at all of that garbage that we tried to trade in today. There was some good moves. Oh, I do want to show you this one I called out, and I honestly I don't even know why I didn't get in this trade. I have no idea. I called it out when it crossed when um, Nvidia crossed here. I called out the hey, it's above 25. We can get in calls on this level. Obviously wanting it to get over the LRC. It did not. Came down to the blue LRC, the midline, pushed back up to the 125 level, came back down to LRC. This is where it got real good. Shot up, went up strong over the 20, got above here. You enter on this candle right here, this red candle, because you got to hold above. Oh, sorry. Nope, this is a big level, so I wait for the retest. Move up, pull back down. You get your pull down here, your retest, retest, retest. This is pretty much your best area to enter. In some cases, it's best to draw your horizontal line across here and enter when it crosses above this line. And that's why you got this red candle right here, right? They were expecting a lot of people to take a trade over that high, break of structure, new higher high coming in, right? When that happens, they move it up, and then they try to trap you. They get everyone, they drop it real fast, try to get you to sell, and then they buy back up. So hold on, hold it. 20 is your exit. Just stay in it. Get in here. Move above this high is the most conservative, practical entry. Hold until you close below this 2 times, which would have been right here. But interestingly enough, I would have got out right there. The other way that I trade this strategy and this setup really great. So let's just say we're in here. We trade to here. I will get out on the second red. So get a red here. I'd get out on that red candle. I then wait for a push up off of the 20 EMA right here and get in on the next green candle. 2 green candles. I get in. I run it up. This one you could have got out. Maybe that one wouldn't have got you out because there was nothing to the candles. But if you did, you'd have got out right here and missed the rest of this. And that's okay too, right? You're just locking away profit. But if you hadn't got out here, you would have got this whole run up to this level, and that would have been awesome. So anyhow, guys, hope you guys had a great day. If you like the video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll be putting out more videos. I'll put out the more recaps of the day. I am going to attempt to start putting out when I get back. I'm actually going on a somewhat of a vacation in the next week. So once I get back from that, I'm going to start putting out some different videos showing better use of the system and support and resistance levels, how to use them, how I use them, how I think they should be used, and then of course would accept any and all comments and ideas that others have. So anyhow, I will have my a link to my Discord channel down in the description if you guys are interested in coming in and joining us. We have a great community. I do trade live daily. I call out my trades. I don't necessarily show my trades. I am going to have every Wednesday, I believe I will be showing my trades live. But other than that, I call out when I'm getting in, and I also call out all of the levels and what I see happening, and good areas at which you can start to enter a trade. So anyhow, if you're interested in that, come on by, check us out. We would love to have you, and we're looking to grow the community. We definitely want to have a really good serious trading community. So hope to see you. You guys have a good evening, and I will see you on the next video.